Welcome, you're watching To The Point. I am Preeti Choudhry. Now, it's the total collapse of the 35-foot Shivaji statue in pole-bound Maharashtra in Sindhudurga that has triggered a massive political storm. Maha Yuti versus Aghadi fight. Now, the Uddhav Sena is upping the ante, calling on party workers to hold large-scale protests, while the Shinde government is firefighting by promising even a similar but a bigger, larger structure at the collapse site. All of it tying in to a backdrop of elections in just the next couple of months.
The fall of Chhatrapati Shivaji's statue in Sindhudurga becomes a political flashpoint in Maharashtra, which sees assembly elections later this year. Workers of the BJP and Shiv Sena UBT came to blows outside the Rajkot Fort in Malwan, where the statue stood. As Union Minister Narayan Rane and opposition leader Ajit Thackeray visited the site at the same time on Wednesday. The face-off started with supporters of the two parties raising slogans and heckling each other.
आपके कौन है? इसको कैसे काम दिया गया? किसका दोस्त है? क्या आपके परिवार में किसी का दोस्त है क्या? ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कैसे दिया गया? इस पे कोई जवाब नहीं दे रहा। जो स्टैच्यू ऑफ लिबर्टी है, 138 साल हुए हैं, अभी तक वहाँ खड़ी है। गेटवे ऑफ इंडिया को छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की जो मूर्ति है, वो अभी भी वहाँ है। तो ये मूर्ति जो मोदी साहब ने अनावरण की थी, वो कैसे 8 महीने में गिर गई?
पोलिसांना जेवढं त्यांना सहकार्य करा, पण यापुढे आमच्या या जिल्ह्यात पोलिसांविरुद्ध असहकार्य असेल आणि त्यांना येऊ दे, तुम्ही त्यांना आमच्या अंगावर जायला परवानगी द्या. मी बघतो घरात खेचून एकेकाला रात्रभर मारून टाकीन, सोडणार.
The Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi is calling the collapse of the statue an insult to Shivaji, who founded the Maratha kingdom in the 17th century. At a joint press meet attended by Uddhav Thackeray, Sharad, Pawar and State Congress Chief Nana Patole, the opposition called for wider protest.
उनको वंदन कर हम गेटवे ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ, जहां पर हमारे छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज जी का एक स्टैच्यू है, वहां उनको वंदन करने के लिए जाएंगे और इस सरकार का निषेध करने के लिए हम सरकार की प्रतिमा मराठीमध्ये सांगेन की त्यांना जोडे मारा कार्यक्रम.
The Eknath Shinde-led Maha Yuti government has urged against politicization of the incident, promising a bigger statue at the same location.
छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज का पुतला इस प्रकार से नीचे आना हम सभी के लिए बहुत ही दुखद इस प्रकार की घटना है, पर इस पर जो ऊंची राजनीति चल रही है उससे भी दुखद है.
The 35-foot statue of Shivaji at the Rajkot Fort broke into pieces on Monday, just 8 months after it was unveiled in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the Navy Day. The statue was installed by the Indian Navy and Maharashtra government had paid 2.36 crore rupees for the project. The initial findings of the investigation indicate rust caused the collapse of the statue. With Ritesh Desai, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, now this is the politics, but two other things have happened around the story, viewers. Number one is also politics, but something that has completely stunned his allies, and that is Ajit Paar of the NCP coming out and saying that he is going to protest that the statue of Shivaji Maharaj has fallen and why, what was the reason behind it. And that has practically taken his own allies, the Maha Yuti, by surprise. Listen in to Ajit Pawar.
मी राज्याचा उपमुख्यमंत्री म्हणून सांगतोय, मी ह्याबद्दल महाराष्ट्रातल्या 13 कोटी जनतेची माफी मागतो की युगपुरुष छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज हे आपल्या सगळ्यांचं दैवत आहे आणि त्या दैवताचा पुतळा त्या पद्धतीने असा वर्षाच्या आत ह्या पद्धतीने ते नादुरुस्त होणं किंवा पडणं हे सगळ्यांना धक्का देणारी बाब आहे. यामध्ये जे कोणी दोषी असेल ते कोणी असू द्यात, वरिष्ठ अधिकारी असू द्यात, खालचे असू द्यात, कॉन्ट्रॅक्टर असू द्यात, तो कॉन्ट्रॅक्टरला तर काळ्या यादीमध्ये टाकला पाहिजे.
In that rally, Ajit Pawar apologizing the fact that, wanting to know a proper investigation on who was the contractor behind the statue of Shivaji Maharaj, apologizing to the people that it happened and saying he's going to protest it within his own government, the Mahayuti. On the other hand, there was another incident that happened which many deem extremely disturbing, and that was BJP MP Narayan Rane, who used language which was extremely foul. Many suggest that what you see on your television screen are visuals where Narayan Rane misbehaved with a woman journalist as well. Already in trouble for using language with his opponents, the Uddhav Sena, where he said, I'm going to get inside your house and kill you. This visual is disconcerting, grabbing the mic of a female journalist and then misbehaving with her. Two instances there at the back of the story that is unfolding, where there is massive politics over what went down when the statue of Shivaji Maharaj fell. What could be the political implications of it? Let's cut across to our panelists this evening. Sahil Joshi, Managing Editor, Aaj Tak Mumbai Bureau and Mumbai Tak. Pushparaj Deshpande, Spokesperson Congress. Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party. Sahil, before I cut across to Ms. Verma and our Congress guest, would you, two questions, Sahil. Number one, what made Ajit Pawar say what he did, where he apologized for the statue and then said that he's going to protest it? Number two, something which is disconcerting. You've had BJP MP Narayan Rane, who's clearly on camera misbehaving with a fellow journalist.
Well, Preeti, falling off the statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj came out as a complete shock to the Mahayuti government. There is a saying in Marathi, Dushkalat Terava Mahina, the 13th month in the famine. You're already struggling with the famine. You're already struggling with the loss in the Lok Sabha elections. You tried to cover it up with the schemes like Ladli Behna. You tried to come up with the schemes like 3 free cylinders to the household. You came up with the schemes like free electricity to the farmers. And then what happened suddenly is that the incidents in Badlapur, where the children of age 4 to 5 years old were harmed by, sexually assaulted by a worker in the school. Then the incidents like this happened. The statue which was inaugurated by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis as well as Ajit Pawar in December 2023, and within 9 months of time the statue couldn't even stand the first rainfall received in Sindhudurga. So everything it's kind of falling apart. So the smart politics in this is basically to apologize to the people, and that's what Ajit Pawar tried to do from the government side. He clearly said that he is apologetic to the 13 crore people in Maharashtra, and it started from Mumbai BJP President Ashish Shelar, who came forward and said that from the government side he is apologizing to the people. But actually what has started harming this government is the way Narayan Rane, the member of parliament from Ratnagiri, Sindhudurga, and former cabinet minister who was also present when the inauguration happened because it was happening in his constituency. What happened is that the way he was found threatening to the people that I will kill you, I'll come to your house in the night and I'll kill you. He started threatening to the police. He started questioning that why the opposition leaders are coming to the site and what duty they have to come to the site. It completely gives a bad publicity.
Hold on to that thought. I just want to play that video once and let's just quickly dip in because, and I want to correct myself, viewers. It wasn't a female journalist, but a male journalist that Narayan Rane misbehaved with, and those are the visuals on your television screen. Wasn't parliamentary, Sahil. Lots of beeps in that video. Misbehaving with journalists, using the kind of language that he did with police. And you were talking about how clearly he seems to be completely making a bad situation worse.
Yeah, of course, because, the government was trying to get into the damage control mode, because, they cannot put a blame on the first reaction came from the Maharashtra government is that the statue was actually planned by the Indian Navy, because it was a Navy day, and it came from the Navy side that such statue should be placed there at the fort in the fort called Rajkot.
Right.
In Sindhudurga district, which is a sea fort built by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Now what happened is that the Maharashtra government's, the art department had clearly said that not more than 8 feet statue can be placed there, whereas the Navy went ahead and placed 28 feet high statue. Was there any stability report did on that particular statue? So now the blame has come on the government.
True.
Even if it is built by the Navy.
There's a massive blame game. So stay with me.
Navy.
Yeah, stay with me. There's a massive blame game going on. The fall of a statue has become, Sanju Verma, a deeply emotive issue. And then you have the likes of Narayan Rane, who's going about cussing everyone, including hapless people like us, the press.
Preeti, first and foremost, I think for all the right reasons, the press is indeed the fourth pillar of democracy, and I'm not engaging in rhetoric, but I think any kind of intemperate behavior or flying off the handle, losing your composure in front of journalists who are only doing their job, albeit even if it is pushing a boom mic into your face, I think public personalities need to have, as they say, the skin of a rhino. They should be made of thicker skin than getting into verbal spats with media persons. Having said that, and I'm not defending Narayan Rane here, if he has used unparliamentary language, that is absolutely something I don't sit here and condone. But I want to just focus on a couple of things that your colleague Sahil Joshi mentioned. He says, in order to cover up for the Lok Sabha losses in Maharashtra, the BJP has come up with the Ladli Bahin Yojana, free cylinder, free electricity. I don't think Sahil Joshi gave a similar argument, prior to the Karnataka elections, when Congress Party, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Vadra, Siddaramaiah, DK Shiv Kumar said, "Hum 10 kg rice har mahine muft denge. We will give 3,000 rupees."
I'll let you continue, but Sahil Joshi is the Mumbai bureau chief. If he was the Karnataka bureau chief, I'm sure he would have said that.
Can I finish, Preeti?
I will not. Yeah, of course, I would have spoken about Karnataka. I would have been covering the
Let her finish.
I would have been covering Karnataka election. I would have spoken about Karnataka election.
Sahil, let her finish. Allow
Sahil.
Yeah.
Sahil, I respect you as a media person and a colleague of Preeti Choudhry's, but let me have my say. This is her show.
Sure.
Thank you so much. I repeat,
please.
When the BJP does it, BJP is engaging in Ladki Behan, Ladla Behan Yojana because they are suffering from the, losses that they faced in the just concluded Lok Sabha polls. But when Rahul Gandhi says, "Muft bijli denge Karnataka mein, khatakhat, muft gas cylinder denge Karnataka mein, khatakhat, muft pani denge Karnataka mein, khatakhat, 10 kg rice denge har mahine, khatakhat," the entire media is salivating. Oh my God, this is a classic case of welfareism by Rahul Gandhi. And what happens? Water tariffs are up 30%, affordable housing prices are up 47%, electricity tariffs in Karnataka are up 52%, petrol diesel prices are up by 3 rupees a litre each, milk prices are up by 2 rupees a litre each, stamp duty charges are up by anywhere between 200 to 500%. So let's not even get there into Khatakhat versus Maharashtra and Karnataka on two sides of the spectrum. Let's focus on the issue. Should journalists be abused by any politician of any hue or color? No. What happened with the 35 feet tall statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj collapsing? Is that something we are happy about? No. Right from Devendra Fadnavis to Eknath Shinde to Ajit Pawar to Ashish Shelar, with folded hands, they have said that we are extremely sorry about what happened. Heads will roll. FIR under stringent sections of the new criminal code pertaining to sections 110, 125 and 318 of the new criminal code BNS have been slapped against Jaideep Apte and against Chetan Patil, the contractor and the structural consultant with respect to this particular statue. My only point is this, Preeti, and I will end without being verbose. You are showing so much of outrage against Narayan Rane. You should be showing that outrage. you should also be showing similar outrage when 6 days back, two female journalists, Sarita Reddy and Vijaya Reddy, were thrashed, abused by Revant Reddy of Congress, his policemen, and that too in Revant Reddy's hometown, in a village in Nagar Kurnool district. तब मीडिया के मुंह में फेविकॉल लग जाता है. I remember, Preeti, 10 seconds more. After Siddaramaiah took oath, do you remember in the first 2 months there was a horrifying rape of a 14-year-old in Belgavi, and this had gone viral when a local media person asked Siddaramaiah, why are you not taking action against perpetrators? Siddaramaiah said, has the rape happened in your house? Why are you getting so outraged?
Okay, all right. No, that's not true. Sanju Verma, that is not true at all. And I'll give you a very good example. You've been on my show 5 days running where we have gone to town to speak of how the Mamata Banerjee government mismanaged the Kolkata rape issue. So I would expect better than that from you. We have picked up each and...
I did not speak of Bengal rape issue because Karnataka rape issue was not covered by
each and every issue is picked up. Ma'am, okay, I'll give you another...
Karnataka rape issue was not covered by most media channels.
Sadly, the day and age that we live in, I will count 5 rapes that have happened in the state of Uttar Pradesh in the last 2 weeks. Ma'am, it's not a fight between you and I. I am just... Sanju Verma, my limited submission is there have been 5 rapes that have happened in the state of Uttar Pradesh in the last 5 days. They haven't gotten the kind of coverage that they should have. So sometimes there are some stories, unfortunately, which become bigger than the others, and that is the nature of the game. All right, allow me to bring it.
You are the journalist here. I will just humbly tell you one thing. Yes, Preeti Choudhary has covered the Bengal rape fearlessly. I have been on a zillion shows of Preeti Choudhary. We may agree to disagree, but you've covered the Bengal issue. My limited point is this, Preeti, that the same yardstick should be applied when a Siddaramaiah mocks a journalist who's asking about the Belgavi rape of a 14-year-old, and Siddaramaiah says,
we do the best that we can without fear or favor. And it's a difficult job to do it. I just want to bring it from every government. We asked some multiple questions of the Ashok Gehlot government as well. Multiple ones. Anyway, when there were rapes there, which you pointed out on the show, because there were 3 at that point of time. I want to bring in Pushparaj Deshpande, spokesperson Congress, into this debate as well. And coming back to the point, Mr. Deshpande, many would suggest what could be an issue of corruption, what could be an issue of administration, what could be a basic logistical issue where questions need to be raised on how this statue fell in the time that it did, keeping in mind that crores were spent on it. The opposition right now in Maharashtra has made it an issue which is emotive and of Maratha pride. What's the connection?
Hi, Preeti ji. Thank you for having me on your show. And I must begin with congratulating you for so equanimously dealing with this 5 days a week from what you said. My blood pressure is raising already just listening to this for 10 minutes. See, firstly, Shivaji Maharaj is a deeply emotive topic in Maharashtra, and it's intimately entwined with Marathi Asmita. The collapse of Rajkot Fort statue has made this forthcoming election into one between Shiv Bhaks and Shiv Drohis. So quite naturally, the Mahayuti government, as Sahilji has been talking about, is bending over backwards to distance itself from this scam. For what that is what it is. It is a scam. While the government is officially blaming the Navy, Ajit Pawar's NCP is trying to distance himself from his alliance partners. What you pointed out is gratifying that he started with an apology. But instead of his token silent protest, an even more token demand that the district collectors ought to arrest the sculptor, why isn't he pointing fingers at the PWD department and the CM? And if Ajit Pawarji is genuinely so chagrined, why doesn't he resign from the Mahayuti government immediately? I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's my first submission. Secondly, Narayan Rane ji and Nitish Rane ji are deliberately trying to obfuscate the issue to deflect allegations of their proximity to the sculptor and the contractor. And of course, the workers attacking the police and the media. Now, it's clearly every man for himself in the Mahayuti government, which is visibly imploding. Because this issue is not just electorally radioactive. It is also culturally explosive. Frankly, this image rehabilitation yojana is not going to work. Because A, the Marathi Manus ain't buying whatever the Mahayuti is spinning. As the saying goes, hama mein sab, you know what the saying finishes. And B, the BJP, the Sindhe faction and the Ajit Pawar faction are just digging a bigger hole for themselves. Now, and I'll give you 3 quick examples.
Ma'am, let him finish. I'll come
blaming the Navy.
Make your point, sir, quickly.
Just 3 quick points. Yeah, in blaming the Navy, they have been deliberately trying to deflect accountability, as Banti Patil has said, the CLP leader has said. Now, the point is that you use the Navy hypocritically on Navy Day to inaugurate the statue. And now, when you have a joint co-venture with them, you can't be basically dumping them and putting them under the bus. It's very inconvenient. Preeti. Secondly, as Sahilji has said, the GR, May 17th GR of the Maharashtra government clearly says that the government, Maha Yuti government, has violated its own directorate's orders and given permission for a 35-feet statue when it was only 6-feet statue.
All right. Okay.
And thirdly, let's address the elephant in the room. Just one last point.
I need to come in now. Let him finish. Make his last point. I'll give you equal time. I promise you. Make your last point.
Last point, Preeti ji. Let's address the elephant in the room. The reason this project of such magnitude and importance was hurried through in less than 6 months is because Prime Minister Modi and the BJP wanted to milk it for electoral government.
Okay.
Preeti ji, how many projects?
Hold on to your thought. I'll come back to you after I get in Sanju Verma. Let me get in, her for a rebuttal. I'll come to you, Sahil, then. Sanju Verma, the question is, other than, of course, the politics of it, there is a question which is plausible that the opposition is asking. They are asking you, who's the contractor? Is he the Chief Minister's son? And if not, and if yes, why no action, ma'am?
Preeti, I will first rebut to the allegations made by the Congress spokesperson. He kept saying, let's address the elephant in the room. I'm addressing the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is this, and this Sahil Joshi will, I'm sure, corroborate. The Chhatrapati Shivaji Smarak being built right in the middle of the Arabian Sea at a cost of 3,660 crores. The project was started when Devendra Fadnavis was the Chief Minister in 2016. Then Uddhav Thackeray came in the later half of 2019. We know what happened. 2021, the construction of the Chhatrapati Shivaji Memorial in the middle of the Arabian Sea was discontinued by the Uddhav Thackeray regime, citing COVID. But this is the same Uddhav Thackeray regime which spent 30 crores per bungalow to renovate the houses of Shiv Sena, erstwhile Uddhav Sena councillors. This is the same Uddhav Sena which spent close to 3,953 crores to renovate the bungalows or offices or premises of people belonging to the Uddhav group who have their quarters in and around Mantralay. तो आपके पास शिवाजी स्मारक के लिए फुर्सत नहीं थी, पैसे नहीं थे, resources नहीं थे. You used COVID as a facade, but you went about gratiating yourself and your councillors and MLAs. Of course, this is not the 35-foot statue we are talking about. This is going to be one of the largest statues in the world of 212 meters, even more higher and more splendid than the statue of Vallabhbhai Patel at Kevadia. My only point is this. FIR has been lodged, accountability will be fixed, but the same Uddhav Sena and Congress is talking about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj when in September 2022, we said that now INS Vikrant will have Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's insignia. Rahul Gandhi said, "Ye to jumla hai." 1950.
All right, Mr. Deshpande, quick rebuttal, 30 seconds, and then Sahil, I'll bring you in. Okay, ma'am, please, Mr. Deshpande. Can I get Mr. Deshpande? Quick 30 seconds for a rebuttal, Mr. Deshpande.
Rahul Gandhi called this a jumla. So don't lecture the BJP, Mr.
Go ahead, Mr. Deshpande. Come on. You'll never get your turn if you don't speak.
Three quick points, Preeti ji. Sorry. Thank you for saving me on this. The first thing is that if the BJP government was genuinely so interested and so chagrined about the fact that these houses were built and so on and so forth, their ministers and their municipal councillors should not have shifted in. That's the first thing. I mean, you can't be hypocritical about that. That's the first thing. The second thing is, they have been in government for 3 years. They could have started that the project in the sea. They've not done that. And thirdly, let us again keep the focus on where it is. This is not about the statue.
Rahul Gandhi has 0
seconds. Sahil, I'm going to bring you in for the final 30 seconds. Can I just get Sahil Joshi? Okay, Sahil Joshi. Can I bring in Sahil Joshi? Sahil, how do you see this issue pan out? Will it become an emotive political issue, or do you think it's before the elections come, it's going to die its course?
Well, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, specifically whenever it comes to the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, it always has become an emotive issue, and the Shiv Sena BJP has already faced the trouble because of this issue in 2004. I mean, I would just take you back to 20 years back when a writer called James Lane has written a book on Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and he used some gossip about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, which was not unconfirmed kind of a gossip in the book, and which created a huge controversy. After that, the Congress NCP, despite being in a government at that time, asked for a banning of the book, and then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee had said that if you want, we can't ban a book. Rather than that, why don't you write another book to counter what has been written in that? That had made into a controversy by Congress NCP, and the election which was about to be lost, they won it in 2004.
All right, so it's that big. That's what we're talking
about. The political parties in Maharashtra know what happens because of that, and that is the reason why we saw that it started with.
Sahil Joshi can never find anything nice to say about the BJP.
I'm going to end it there.
Sahil Joshi can never say anything nice about the BJP. That's the problem.
All right,
I didn't say anything bad about anybody. I just said what
I wish I gave you
ma'am,
right in the dying 10 seconds of this debate, you've made a charge on my colleague Sahil Joshi, and I apologize to him because he hasn't been able to come out and say what he had to. But we're going to leave it at that because we're going to be discussing it in days to come. Thank you for joining us.